guys, IKhanWhisper here with a cooking with Khan video, but entering new territory where I'm going to be making my own homebrew craft beer with this craft beer making kit that it was a limited edition winter kit that they had, and actually asked family to get it for me for Christmas, and they were nice enough to do that for me. I wanted this one because it came with everything you'd need to make a beer, and reusable components that make it easy, which we'll see during this first part with a little unboxing here. I think I'll put up a unboxing video with just the sounds and not the voiceover separately, so you can check that out if you want. But it came with two pretty nice tall pint beer tasting glasses. It came with a 12-pack of beer bottles, which was pretty convenient. Also later it'll have labels and stuff to go on them too. So this just included everything you would need to do the whole process, which I've never brewed anything before. I've heard that mead is a good first step into making your own alcohol, but I haven't done that either. Probably will at some point. Opening up the big box now. Yeah, it's from Northern Brewer. I hadn't gotten anything from them before, but I was searching around for brewing kits, and this one seemed like a very good option. I forget exactly what that is, but I haven't gotten to that stage. It's part of the bottling process. As you see here, this video is just for the brewing process and fermenting. That stuff kinda smells like I don't know, that like wood chip stuff you put at the bottom of like a hamster cage or something. And then we have 3 different kinds of hops that will be going into this, and it's making an IPA beer, India Pale Ale. The name they gave this was Frosty Footprints Pale Ale. It was a seasonal winter thing, but I'm just getting around to doing it now. What I just pulled out was fizzy drops to carbonate the beer. And we have a gold malt extract syrup coming out there now. Additional hops there. There's 3 different kinds. I think like 4 packets total. some additional information and some coupons, which I blurred out here. I didn't realize what they were when I pulled them out, but yeah, if this turns out good, I might just buy some of the replacement stuff you need to make some more beer using this kit again in the future. I thought the timing of this video worked out well because St. Patrick's Day in America usually means a lot of delicious Irish food and getting some drinks. So I thought this video of homebrew beer making fit in quite nicely with that. More stuff for the bottling phase. That's a little device for applying the caps to the bottle and sealing it. So I'll have a follow-up video with that stage. Here's the item that seemed like it'd be really nice and reusable for making beer again in the future. A siphonless glass fermenter. So that's crucial to this process and makes it pretty easy. Just running through a quick checklist now, making sure we have everything and are good to go. But brewing my own beer is something I've been curious about trying. Especially this last like well over a year now at this point, with being home a lot more, not being able to do stuff or old gatherings and stuff at our place. Been branching out into different hobbies like making jerky and making beer and random things like that. So it's been fun. It's been an interesting journey. Checking out that glass siphonless filter. And it's kind of like a water cooler spigot. We need to has two little like rubber O-rings. Need to pull those off. Actually, I needed to redo it a couple times to make sure it was watertight and everything was flush and tight, but just gotta have one rubber O-ring on each side and put it through the little hole and tighten the plastic nut on the other side. But it has you do a check a couple times with filling it with more water than it would contain a little bit, and then seeing if anything leaks over time, because you definitely want it to be air and watertight and not have any leakage when you're at the fermentation stage. I think also the first time I put it on, it wasn't super clear which way the O-ring should be facing. It actually sounded like it wanted it, it said like put the flat side facing towards the sense needed to be facing the glass, and then I was able to get a nice watertight seal. But that's just a little minor annoyance. Wouldn't stop me from using this company or product again. All the components so far have been pretty high quality. Putting that last one on. So that's actually the attempt where I have it facing the wrong way, but just now, those little rubber O-rings need that concave side facing towards the glass on both sides. But other than that, the process is the same. And with that attached, we are ready to move on to the next stage, which will be cleaning this and preparing it for use. Comes with a couple packets of cleanser, which is no wash cleanser. And I just enjoy and find this little tornado of cleanser dissolving kind of cool and relaxing. I had a longer recording of this, but I sped it up a little bit for here. I didn't want to force you guys to watch minutes of this little tornado down here. But it is cool, so I wanted to put it in. The point of this is you can clean and sanitize everything without having to wash it again and introduce more bacteria possibly. We're putting our grain in here so that we can steep it in a pot. A little bit of grain dust came out through the little mesh bag, I don't know. Forget what they call that. This little sack. But just like a tea bag, we're just going to let it go into some hot water and seep out some grainy flavors. By itself, doesn't smell super appealing, but not off-putting or anything either. But it did leave a nice kind of golden color to it, which I think is its primary purpose, probably. Maybe a tiny bit of weird flavor, but I think the color is what I've noticed as its biggest contribution. We heated that up, got it to more of a, simmer or something. And this was a lot longer of a process than I was expecting. I didn't really look too much, but I just started on a Sunday afternoon and was going for hours. Just all the boiling and re-adding stuff. A lot of it was passive time though. So we added the malt syrup. I didn't show, but I stirred it around, made sure it dissolved. Brought the heat back up, and now we're bringing in the hops. Yeah, it smells hoppy and a little bit of citrus flavor here. Yeah, if you've smelled or tasted an IPA, then you kind of know those distinct notes in the flavor. pressed pellets that you just throw in and instantly disperse.
Just let that go.
Alright, bringing that to more of a rolling boil now. Now we got these German peel hop pellets going in. And this one had a much different scent to it. It kind of had more of a mintiness to it, which I think this was our favorite smelling one by itself. My wife doesn't really like IPAs, but she thought that one smelled good. Kind of made the whole kitchen smell like, well, each time we put in some of these fresh pellets, changed the smell in the kitchen, I guess. But we thought that one smelled the best. The others were more traditional IPA flavor profiles. Yeah, keeping it at a boil here. Next we got a couple packets of the Cascade to go in. And this one really has your traditional IPA one. I think it has like some like citrus and grapefruit notes in it. Not actually any, but just kind of super hoppy with a grapefruit tartness. It's kind of the flavor going on there. Double packets of that one, so it's definitely going to be the most prominent. So we let that boil for a while longer, and then you get it into a little ice bath here. You're supposed to fill up the sink with ice and cold water up to about where the liquid is in the pot. And with that cooled down, we can get it into the glass fermenter. We're pouring slowly here because you want to avoid getting most of the pulp at the bottom. The instructions said just like pour everything out carefully, avoiding the, I don't know if they use the word, but essentially the sludge at the bottom, which is a lot of the leftovers from the hops and stuff. Which you can see we're starting to get to that point. It didn't say to try to strain it or anything. It didn't provide anything for that. So inevitably some's gonna get through, but you don't want that thick sludge at the bottom. I don't think we have a strainer. Yeah, there's a good chance of what's left over from all the hops. So just pour as much as is reasonable. My wife came in for this precision pouring. And now you are supposed to fill with water up to like the gallon line, I think, on it, which you yourself had to mark. And it's just about up to, yeah, just about up to that second kind of line on the container, or third, I don't know, but you see what I'm talking about.
I didn't even notice it.
And then we get the yeast.
Okay, maybe I didn't see it.
Which we had to dump in that other container to purify the outside. And this one's going to kick off the fermentation. But everything is, all the tools you use and outlets, the filter, are all cleaned with that washless solution because you don't want outside bacteria getting in and affecting the fermentation process. It's already starting to do its work. Look at it bubbling away. And, yeah, any outside unexpected bacteria can alter the flavor and probably give it a more bitter, sour, undesirable flavor. So here we're installing the airlock chamber. So this will allow like the CO2 to escape so that your fermenter doesn't just explode from gas, but it won't let air back in because it has this a little bit of water in it. So it's like a one-way barrier, which is super cool. I like that it had that. Otherwise, I think you had to use like siphons and things, and the whole process gets more complicated. But there we go. It's ready to go. You just put it somewhere dark, kind of temperature controlled. And right here next to my old Xbox and PS2 game collection in the closet, in the storage closet, and yeah, it's ready to go. It's gonna sit there for a couple weeks until the bottling phase. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this homebrew beer making adventure with me. Thought I'd take you along for the ride. And it's already pretty active here. I took this video like a week into the process maybe, or a few days, I don't remember. So it's already gotten